Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You can call me Kairos. You can call me Fives, but I am Kairos Fives, streaming 4 days in a row. So I feel like that's gotta be a record or something for me, at least the new me. But plan is for today, gonna play some Rue Valley, replay where we left off, and see some of the new content that they added in the patch. And it gives me a chance to revoice some of the readings there that I did not record because my microphone was not working. Before we start though, just some cool stuff. Pathologic 3, the release trailer is out. It looks very much like my sort of game, and I'm very tempted to buy it and to play it. Issues why I won't do it is because I've already got a backlog of games that I want to play and stream beforehand, namely Blueprints and Lobotomy Corporation. So, I don't know, having done 3 games continuously this week, I've kind of noticed it is harder to progress to the next game, essentially. So, who knows? I get the feeling that I'm very close to the end of Rue Valley at least, so maybe I might slot another game into its spot. Or I'll just focus on finishing Hades and Outer Worlds too. But yeah, no, that's the one cool thing that's happened since I last streamed yesterday, that I've noticed. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Oh, wait. Schedule. So, what is it? So, obviously this is the Saturday, and next week, tomorrow I'm going to be streaming again, and again on Monday. And then hopefully I'm getting a rest on Tuesday. Wednesday, Hades is going to be in the afternoon rather than the morning. That's just how life has worked out for me. And then possibly on Friday, I was thinking of doing just chatting, because I've mentioned a lot of game trailers. So it would be I think it would be nice to kind of get together and just have a look at some of them and to talk about some of the games that are coming out. So yeah, that's the plans. That's the dreams. And now that I have said my little bit of piece, I think I want to play Rue Valley. So, on that note, and it hasn't popped up. You know, can I just click settings? Will you come up by yourself? No? Okay. Oh wait, it does. Let's get straight into it then. Because I decided to preload it before we continue for our stream, so I don't know, I'm still learning new things. Oh, and I might have a surprise for you guys when we play Hades, but I won't get too ahead of myself there. Let's see, where were we at? Preemptive goodbye. Oh yeah, we have to shoot Alex. And we were trying to find out who owns a gun. So, but before that, apart from the dreams, there is one other segment that they added.
Give me my coffee,
which is a mission for Riley. Not coming any closer to
Get it out already!
Maybe I can help. She looks at you suspiciously.
Sure. Give it a go.
Let's make her a coffee. After you input the sequence and the machine awakens, you insert the coin, press the button, and soon hand her the freshly brewed cup as the inviting scent fills the air.
Wow, nice. I don't know how you figured it out, but... Oh, thanks so much.
Okay. Do you by chance have a gun? For a second she is frozen, as if you have hit the pause button. Then suddenly she starts patting down her jacket, her pants, fingers darting into every pocket with rising urgency.
Oh, no. I must have left it in the locker when I was packing up my stuff at Coral Destiny. Damn.
The shades hide her eyes, leaving you to fill in the blanks. Is that a joke or a serious answer?
Is something wrong with you? Who the hell asks a stranger if they're armed?
It was just a test. I was checking something.
Listen, just drop it, okay?
Whether she has it or not, it seems you won't get her to talk about it. Okay, so we can't... That's weird. I thought they said that there would be a mission for Riley. I will have to reread the notes to figure out how we get there. Okay. So... Next is ask police about firearm storage regulations. Bothwood Sheriff's Department, Deputy Sheriff Cody speaking. How can we help? Deputy Sheriff Cody is caught in a downward spiral of boredom, and your call is just an insignificant interruption in the grand scheme of things. I recently got a weapon and started wondering about storage regulations.
Oh man, do we really need to do this right now?
Even through the ethereal connection of the telephone line, you can feel the deputy's yawn. It's wide enough to swallow the sun.
Well, sure, I got time to kill. One tough questions, let me tell you. To know if you're thinking about old or new regulations.
Is there even any difference between the two?
Sure there is. The new regs are kicking the balls, let me tell you. And the old ones from the 80s were a running joke since no one respected them. So it's clear why old Bill Thatcher, the then mayor, pushed so hard for that law.
That's right, there was the people tensions.
There was enough military-grade caliber weapons around here to arm a whole battalion, together with sporting artillery, mind you. Law from 85 made all of that illegal. Old Thatcher had no other way to disarm the Walter Group. I mean, you have to be dead dumb not to understand why old Bill wanted those guns gone.
Walter Group?
Well, that's local folklore. No wonder you don't know about them. They were a militia organization from the start of the 80s, led by none other than my grandpa, Milton Canis, and gathered around the ideas of Walter K. to nationalize the gold discovered by Apex Ore and distribute it to its rightful owners, us, the people.
I don't remember him speaking so much. Like, I remember these lines, but is this new lines that they added?
Of course, people liked that idea, liked it very much, but Apex Ore didn't. There were a bunch of tensions, so Walter Group, well, armed themselves. That's why I'm sure the law from 85 was meant only and exclusively to disarm the Walter Group. Even then, legislature worked for the rich, corporate vultures. So, Cousin Walt and Grandpops faced a decision. Surrender the arsenal, or be declared a terrorist organization. Not much of a choice, eh?
No choice is the easiest choice to make. Thus spoke the king of cop-out.
Well, that's life for you. If you're faced with only shit choices, I would have rather have no choice at all. Anywho, that meant the end of Walter Group, of course, but Cousin Walter wasn't so easily stopped. Straight after the law came into force, he founded a political movement. For our children.
That's right, and that's how he began to run for mayor, if I'm not mistaken.
My grandpops didn't join, though. He was a man of action. Not much for speeches, vote gathering and the like. And imagine, literally a day after Grandpops left the group, Thatcher offered him a job as a chief's assistant with the Bothwood Police.
Seems to me that the mayor was trying to bribe your grandfather.
How about that? Grandpops was no turncoat, but a natural-born lawman. Anybody would want him by his side, and old Thatcher was no fool. Anywho, after the 3-month grace period expired in June of 85, Thatcher ordered Grandpops to search the houses of former Walter Group militiamen. See, the old bastard didn't believe all guns were surrendered. Grandpops tried telling him that Walter surely didn't have no more weapons, that he's a law-fearing citizen, but the old bastard didn't want to hear any of it. And an order is an order. Of course, found Dick squat. Cousin Walter got so angry with Grandpops, called him a traitor, a bastard, all kind of nasty stuff. They never ever talked again. Walter didn't even come to Grandpop's funeral.
My.
Politics, pal. Cut you off from your own kin.
Well, wasn't that an unexpected but enlightening conversation? Since the fate of the Walter Group's vast stockpile of weaponry still remains a mystery, it might prove worthwhile to dig deeper, learn more about them. Let's bother random people until somebody spills all the beans about the Walter Group, as usual. No. They'll tell you the same story Cody just did, but with their own personal biases. No. You need to get to the source, and since you don't know where Walter is, his room is a decent substitute. But first, let's finish this conversation. You hear the sound of Deputy Cody munching on something, but he didn't even tell you what you actually wanted to know. What does all this history have to do with weapon storage regulations?
Did you listen to a thing I said, pal? New regulations are based on the law of 85. If it weren't for the old, there wouldn't be the new. As for proper storage, well, the old regs weren't adhered to at all. And the new, listen, if you want to follow them to the letter, it's like this. You need to have a special 14-gauge steel safe that's been approved by the ministry. Ammunition can be in the same safe, but it must be in a separate 10-gauge steel box in its original packaging. And the safe itself must be sealed by the sheriff and only unlocked by a fingerprint of the weapon's owner.
Wait, did they have fingerprint readers in 1985? Like, as a common thing for safes? If you think about the timing, that is definitely overkill. Wait, these new regs won't be followed by anyone, right?
Well, no, that remains to be seen. Government did prescribe pretty hefty sums of money for owners who don't follow the regs, though.
Okay. So the fact that Ben has a weapon means naught. It's out of your hands. There's no chance in hell that you'll just stumble upon his finger, let alone a fingertip.
And the worst thing, pal? Sheriff already scheduled visits to all registered weapon owners. Lucky us, and thanks to the 85 law, there is a list of owners. Otherwise, we would have to go house to house. Still, shit ton of work.
A register of weapon owners? After wading through shit, you finally struck gold. Wait for the next loop, call the board deputy again using one of your cheesy alter egos, and you'll have a list of every gun owner in Rue Valley in no time. Definitely think there's more voice acting.
Then I know what I'm talking about. Your repair tech said it was fixed. Can you just...
Take the cheap looking pen, take the leaflets. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'm just being a kleptomaniac.
Escalate to customer engagement. What does that
All
even...
the attention of the girl
Right,
behind the counter is
fine.
occupied by the
Transfer away.
ongoing phone call. She responds to the person on the other end. I'm just gonna leave. There's nothing else to do. So, what else? Preemptive goodbye. So that's talking about abandoning others, and that was, that was the one with the dream and us having to put our father in the nursing home for the first time. Or Eugene having to put his father in the nursing home. You need to find yourself a firearm. Can't bring your fists to a gunfight. Ask around, bother people, search the internet. You do you. Okay. Let's see. What else is there that I have forgotten? Gideon Fink, we've already got there. Percy Rucker. Ben Fleming, your fancy sports car. Rue Valley sucks. Where is it? I think I need to work a little bit more with Riley, because there is supposed to be a mission with her, if I'm not mistaken. Breaking into the ranch house. Actually, that's right, we should probably... Let's go to the K Ranch and trigger some of the other flags, because I know what's happening in these loops. Roughly. What's this? What have I missed? Ah, the signal, yeah. Jason Burns. Other. Yes. Wait, wait. Oh yeah, here it is. Jason and Maxine are lovers. Nice to know. Is... Oh, you can only do one dream at a time, that's right. As the manor looms in the distance, the uncomfortable feeling starts to pulse stronger, sharper, visceral. And for those who've forgotten, last time Eugene was in the manor, since it's a previous load, he got shot, and we're not too sure if he died or not. He was on the brink of dying when the loop restarted, so... The memory of being shot, the pain you desperately keep shoving away, pushes through your defenses, threatening to overwhelm you. You focus on the house to avoid all those thoughts and feelings, but it only gets worse. The building itself seems to mirror your mental state, making it look repulsive and terrifying. No way, I'm going back. Oh, come on. You won't be wrestling with Alex this time. You don't even have to knock on his door. He's listening to the music. There's no risk at all. So, number one, blocked by excruciating echo says, that's absolutely true. The actual choice we have is, that's absolutely true, but I'm not going in. Yeah, it's scary, but sooner or later you'll have to go in and confront Alex. The equipment is in his room after all. Hey, maybe you can use that technique that Dr. Fink showed you to keep panic from swallowing you whole while you enter the house. I don't want to deal with it right now. Well, at this moment, it's your only bet. Whatever, I'm out of here. I think there was a glitch there. We're facing the wrong way. Oh, this is the auditorium one. You're standing in a high school auditorium, half blinded by the stage lights and drowning in the smell of wax polish. Other singers surround you, every single one wearing a white shirt and dark trousers. The choir rows rise in tears. Before a velvet curtain, the conductor taps his baton. The performance begins. Open your sheet music. You glance at it, and to your horror, the pages are blank. No notes, no words. Your stomach drops. But you know this piece. You've sung it before. I'll just follow the others. I'll just follow the others. I know the melody. Mouth the opening bars, recalling the melody and mimicking the shapes of vowels from the singers beside you. The words are gibberish, bare of any meaning. But somehow you blend in, a lone deciduous tree hiding in an evergreen forest. I may pull this off after all. The music swells. You ride the wave of collective sound, guessing syllables as you go. Just keep singing. The others keep singing too, until they don't. On a pause you didn't anticipate, the entire choir goes silent, but a single note escapes your lips. It hangs in the air, alone and naked for all to notice. A soprano snorts, two baritones smirk without turning their heads. And the conductor? Of course, he has noticed, but wait. He has your face, your adult face, wary and disappointed. The baton points like an accusation. Your shirt is damp under your arms. Stop singing and just mouth the words from now on, and pretend nothing happened. You abandon what little substance was in your performance, and become a factory of silent, empty shapes now. Keep mouthing, don't risk it. but the audience knows. Their stares brand your skin. A cold sweat soaks through the armpits of your white shirt. A darker patch spreads between your legs. It's not what it looks like. The choir keeps singing, the old Eugene keeps conducting, and you keep opening your mouth. Cold terror under your armpits, hot humiliation between your legs. And they slowly meet halfway in your stomach, freezing and boiling at the same time. The wrong note. Okay, we need 2 willpower to unlock that, so we need to deal with the desert first. Not enough willpower. Okay. Hold to wake up.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yes, and I have a question. Wait. I think I figured out something important about myself. I'm glad to hear that. It's not uncommon for our first session to nudge people towards this kind of realization. However, I'd like you to hold onto that thought until tomorrow, for our next session. I'd really like to share it now, so you can think about it before tomorrow. Wait, let me at least give you the basic idea of it, and we can dig deeper in our next session. I'd really like to share it now. Well, I can spare a couple of minutes. Very well, Mr. Harrow. Tell me what's been going on in your head. Preemptive goodbye. Dr. Fink, I've realized I have issues with abandonment, especially when it comes to the people closest to me. His bushy eyebrows jump up, a small jolt of surprise, and interest that you can feel as much as you can see. That's an important insight, Mr. Harrow. Can you give me a few examples of when you felt abandoned? Wait, sorry. I have to be careful. I'm always hitting the boot of my microphone. After my partner left me when my mother passed away. I think after my partner left me. That's understandable. You were left on your own by someone... Wait. Oh, okay, that's a bit weird. That's understandable. You were left on your own by someone you'd chosen to trust, that you believed would stand by you through both the good and the bad. Anything else? When my mother passed away, it felt like I was suddenly left on my own. That makes sense. An important relationship was gone for good, with all the good and the bad of it. Any other moment that got you thinking? My father's dementia made me feel completely cast away. For the people around the ones who's fading, the failing of the mind can be even harder to bear than the failing of the body. It's like watching someone disappear, piece by piece. As he slowly vanished like that, you could only feel as he left you behind. Not on purpose, but just as surely. When did all of this happen? About 4 years ago. All in the same year? Oh, no wonder he's a little messed up. All of that in the same year? That must have been one hell of a period for you. As we go back over these old moments, tell me, how do you react to the abandonment? I tend to shut down and pull away from people when I suspect they're going to leave. I do it to avoid the pain. That is very well put, Mr. Harrow. I'm not sure I could have said it any clearer myself. So, did something happen recently that made you aware of how important this issue is? I remembered an event from some time ago. Sometimes tension and stress push all kinds of things to the surface, including situations we've tried to suppress, the very ones that can give us a head start in understanding a problem. It surprised me too, honestly. Not all surprises are bad. That's something worth reminding ourselves of, myself included. This is very good news. Now comes the hard part. This is only the beginning of your journey toward changing it. Without work, it remains just an idea, with nothing solid behind it. The tendency to protect yourself from pain is natural, but sometimes we steer away from both the pain and the relationship itself, just to avoid getting hurt. And when we do that, we often end up losing far more than we ever gain. He stops there, watching you, or listening for the way your breathing changes, studying your reaction. Take a moment and think about it, the relationships you've had so far. How do they look now, from the position of shutting yourself off to avoid the pain? Like a streak of missed opportunities, and I'm the one to blame. No one needs to be blamed here, Mr. Harrow. You did the best you could, given the circumstances, and what you knew about yourself at the time. This is probably happening across all kinds of relationships in your life. Some you've noticed, some you haven't yet. It's something to keep in mind, especially as you start trying to change how you relate to people. Which brings me to an important point. Sometimes a conscious decision not to distance yourself might work. For a while. But eventually it will fail. And that's okay. You can't keep telling yourself, I'm not going to do this anymore, and expect it to magically become true. Change doesn't happen overnight, especially not when we're dealing with ideas and experiences buried deep in the subconscious. But don't worry, Mr. Harrow. We'll take it one step at a time. We'll nod. The work ahead will in time make room for healthier relationships, whether with new people or with those already in your life. So, how do you feel about it, Mr. Harrow? The future, I mean. I guess the options are relieved, kind of. I might have different, better relationships in the future. I think I like choice number 3. Like, something might actually change for the better. That's the core premise of all therapeutic work. The hope that things can be different, and that they should change for the better. There's still a long road ahead of us, but you should see this not as a roadblock pushing you off course, rather as a small booster, something that can actually speed up your progress. I want to acknowledge your courage in talking about this, and your willingness to believe that you can make your life better, with my support. Sorry, I had to chuckle a little bit there, because one of the options is awkward. Lick your lips in a slow, wide circle. I'll be a bit serious and I'll just nod. That was surprisingly... Wait, willpower gained, don't run away. That was surprisingly less painful than you imagined. Maybe even encouraging. It's not like you solved anything, but still, a glimpse of a better future can work. Wait, a glimpse of a better future can work small wonders on a tired soul. He glances at the clock, as always.
All right then. That's it for today. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
Okay. Pre-emptive goodbye. Hold to wrap up. We have been abandoning others to prevent being abandoned, just as Dr. Fink says. Excruciating regurgitation. Could Dr. Fink's simple, calming technique be turned into a deliberate act of self-confrontation, helping you to overcome your fear of setting foot into the K Ranch house ever again? Well, only one way to find out. Let's return to the source in front of the ranch house, where fear overwhelmed you and prevented you from entering, and use Dr. Fink's tapping technique, not as a shield, but as an anchor, allowing you to deliberately step into the heart of the excruciating memory, and hopefully overcome your panic. Okay. Just see.
Come on, you thief!
Maybe I can help.
Sure.
Make her coffee. I'm just gonna... How are you supposed to access...
Oh, nice.
Leave. I mean, there's supposed to be a mission with her. Actually. Let's see if I go shift tab. Invisible. Let's see. Okay. We're not going to worry about that. Do we have guides, discussions? No, okay, I'll have to go back and try and find it later. But there is a way. Because now I'm out of inspiration. Where are we going? I think to the K Ranch and get rid of the excruciating echo buff or debuff. Actually, answer the phone. I wonder if we can ask Percy if he has a gun.
Hello, sir. Am I speaking with Eugene Harrow? My name is Percy Rugger, and I'm a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. We'd like to offer our help regarding your case.
That sounds great, Mr. Rugger, but I have a question first, if I may.
But of course, Mr. Harrow. I'm here to answer any questions you might have. At your service, as they say.
Sorry, I need to hop on another call. Call you later. Hang up. Okay, so no questions. Soaked. And raining. Alright, here we are. Time to overcome this feeling, or at least make it bearable enough. Dr. Fink showed you a technique to calm yourself, to handle the overwhelming emotions that should come in handy now. One way or another, I do what Dr. Fink tells me. You tried it only once, and it helped a little, so his advice does have some value. Wait, you should try to apply the technique fully. Commit to it. Go back to the experience you avoid so much. But first, grounding and breathing. So, stand with both feet on the ground. You check your balance, settling into a stance that feels comfortable, even while you stand. Check your breathing. It looks okay so far. Not too fast, not too slow. It feels normal. Okay, you're ready. Ready as you'll ever be. Start tapping. 1, 2, 1, 2. You slip into a rhythm immediately. You start tapping as you focus on the moment, and the string of emotions and experiences hit you. Failure. How could you fail? You had a plan, an idea, and yet it all collapsed. More precisely, it collapsed through you. Still, something else left a darker, deeper mark, the thing that keeps you from moving on. The helplessness. Lying on the floor, your strength disappearing with every second. You have never felt more helpless in your entire life. And the worst thing was, it lasted forever. It's hard to process, but the lack of utter panic in your stomach tells you it's not the one you're searching for. Okay. The helplessness. Lying on the floor, your strength disappearing with every second. You have never felt more helpless in your entire life. And the worst thing was, it lasted forever. Wait. Oh no, that's the same thing I said last time. Yet something else seems to bother you much more. Something obvious. Something you're still trying not to think about. The pain. Yes, the pain. At first, it seized your senses like a giant scorpion, claws locking you in place like helpless prey. You were frozen even before the sting. Then it struck, and you were left at the mercy of its jaws, ready to be torn apart. The sensation rises inside you, threatening to overwhelm you. Rein it in now before it's too late. Readjust your balance. While tapping, you notice you shifted your weight onto one leg. You adjust, leaning on the other side. You steady yourself, just enough to keep wading through the experience. The pain still had you, pincers locked, jaws starting to work. Your body was helpless, but your mind was desperately trying to cling to something, anything. I fought for my life. You weren't ready to go. It wasn't supposed to end like this. Some part of you refused to let go. Then, at some point, the pain just stopped, but you were still alive, in the strange limbo where everything seemed to make sense. And then, you were at peace. For some reason, recalling just how peaceful you felt at that moment leaves you uneasy now. Really uneasy. Take deeper breaths. You slow your breathing to match the tapping. Not easy, but you manage. It helps. You're back. Here and now. Stable. And with panic held at bay, you start remembering details that you never really acknowledged back then, as if reliving the experience through a different lens. Alex called someone for help. Yeah, the lazy deputy and a sketchy vet. Whether either could have actually helped is another matter entirely. Breathing got harder. Like the air was sucked out of the room. Like you'd been dropped on a mountaintop with no oxygen. As if dying had lifted you to the top of the world. I heard the sound. Yes, at the very end, you fell into darkness. A faint but familiar sound entered your consciousness. The rocket launch. Your heart kicks into overdrive. Tap faster. The rhythm accelerates. You lock onto it like a quick metronome, letting the tick help you contain your feelings. You steady yourself, then dive back in. The more you think about it, the more you are sure you heard it as your consciousness faded. Which might mean you didn't really die, that the loop reset pulled you back from the gates of the underworld. And yet, you were on the edge, already on your way towards the darkness. So, what came first? Comfort of death, or the loop that heals all wounds? And 'cause we're indecisive, The only option available to us is, oh crap, I'll never know for sure. Well, you could try dying much earlier in the loop, if you really want to test it. Just saying. Focused on this dilemma, you realize you stopped tapping a while ago, and you feel okay. The feeling is not gone, but it's pushed aside far enough that you think you can enter the house again. Looks like the whole tapping thing worked. Come on. Oh, have I? Yeah. No, there's the door. Okay, so it's Walter's room, I think, that we were going to have. So, excruciation regurgitation. Use Dr. Fink's tapping technique while you deliberately relived the excruciation of being shot and confront the memory of pain on your own terms. The trauma isn't gone, but it's been contained, allowing you to enter the house again. Yet, relieving the moment also resurrected a buried detail, the faint sound of a rocket launch at the very edge of death, leaving you to wonder, did the loop pull you back at the last moment, or did it really revive you? You may never know the truth, and you're not curious enough to ever try confirming one theory or the other. There we go. No, that's not... Was that? Okay, nothing to do with the bathroom. Room's upstairs. Oh, that's right. There's still more reading to do. Okay. Yep, that's the book about Walter Group you need. Dig in. Read the blurb. Bothwood Chronicle proudly presents the 5th installment of Georgeson's book, A Tale of Three Towns, The Impact of Economic Decline and Anthropological Analysis. This issue is dedicated to the troubling times of the 80s, to the arrival of Apex Ore Incorporated, and the reaction of the small local populace, from workers to former oligarchs. This issue covers the formation of the infamous grassroots Walter Group and its transformation into the short-lived yet potent populist For Our Children movement, and the enduring impact of both on Rue Valley. Okay, gotcha. Published collaboratively with Bothwood Chronicle, Grey City University, and Coral Destiny's Community Relations Center. Okay, let's start reading the book. The first chapters are dedicated to a broader contextual look at the situation. What is Apex, or when did the company come to Rue Valley, and why? You skim through it. Next, the author postulates a thesis, the collapse of the K oligarchs and the arrival of incorporated capital in the form of Apex Ore produced a paradox of them being perceived as part of the working people, not the ruling moneyed class. English, a bigger fish came, so they weren't seen as the big fish in the pond anymore. You think that's what it says. Despite the pop form of the book, the text is heavily and unnecessarily academic. They needed a better editor. If you ever get out, you can volunteer for the job. After this chapter are several photographs with a disclaimer, courtesy of the Rue Valley Cultural and Historical Center. The photograph that stands out shows maybe 24 people wielding twice as many weapons. They are all uniformly dressed in denim shirts, pants, and cowboy hats. Below is the title, Walter Group Muster, and the names of all participants, out of which only Walter K. and Milton Canis mean anything to you. Another photo that draws your attention shows Walter and Milton alone. Kay is holding dynamite sticks in both hands, while Canis is pointing two assault rifles towards the sun. Sorry. Okay, we have three choices. I'm choosing the middle one. They're either a club of the greatest weapon enthusiasts in the world, or they were preparing a hostile takeover. Surely it must be the club. Surprise face. The author then details how the last scion of the K family, Walter, developed a populist ideology, claiming that gold reserves discovered by Apex ore belonged to the people. Walter Group unified around those ideas and started preaching nationalization of all subsurface resources. The group was led by Milton Canis, close friend and relative of Walter K., and the direct descendant of none other than Clayton Bronco Canis. However, the author challenges the group's definition of the people, concluding via K's unpublished manifesto and numerous interviews that the people refers solely to Walter and his inner circle. Whether K concealed this hierarchy deliberately or genuinely believed his kin's rule was righteous remains ambiguous. With the group's support and voter concern, Walter K ran for mayor in the 1985 election and lost to the incumbent, Mayor William Bill Thatcher. I'm assuming it was Bill, so... After the lost election, historiographical data supported by the author's interviews with eyewitnesses of those days reveals that the Walter Group planned a hostile takeover of local power. Then, new free elections would be called, in the hopes of legitimizing their position. This bushfire was stopped by the state, and with the aid of corporate capital, in the March 1985, a new gun law was passed, requiring the handover of all military-grade weapons. The style might be dry as dung in a desert, but the story hooked me. Yes, the style is dry, and they could have worked it out better. Carry on reading. The armaments law of 85 effectively led to the disintegration of the Walter Group before they set fire to the bush. Mayor Thatcher managed to secure the loyalty of former group members with high-paid positions within his administration, while others were arrested on real or trumped-up charges. The remainder of the group followed Walter K. and established a political movement named For Our Children. Walter proclaimed the new group movement as well as his new mayoral candidacy during the opening ceremony of the newly renovated K family burial grounds, including the statue of the founder, Maynard O.K. The symbolism is clear, albeit on the nose. Part of K's speech is crucial to the author's analysis. Designated a historical site in the 1960s, this crypt became a fortress of legacy, one we've fortified with new sarcophagi, crafted with the precision of artisans and the reverence of those entrusted with eternity. Let its sanctity, shielded by lore, remind all who doubt some foundations are unassailable. K's speech is charged with the same grassroots idea that has driven him from the start, only now it's formalized into party ideology. It's almost on the verge of blood and soil ideology, but the blood aspect is focused on his own family, not the group as a whole. This block of analytical insight is interrupted by a series of photographs, added to the edition by Bothwood's Cultural and Historical Center. Do I want to read... damn it, I'm pretty much rereading all of this again, because I had my microphone off the first time. Okay, let's do this. Walter next to Maynard statue. Unlike Walter on the book's cover, he's clean-shaven and wearing a full suit, though cowboy style. His brows are furrowed, his eyes full of steely focus. Maynard's statue gleams with the sun in the background. It was so polished during the renovation. Next one is Walter gives a speech. Both fists raised to the sky, mouth in a snarl, while he proclaims Rue Valley belongs to the people. The picture of Walter and, you presume, his wife and children. Walter is holding both Alex and Maxine on his shoulders, his wife's hand on his own. You suppose this photo is meant to show Walter as the family man. Walter next to his sarcophagus. Grim determination is set in the entirety of Walter's body, like he's saying, "Here I am now, and here I will be for all eternity." A picture of Walter and For Our Children founding members. Unlike the bearded, rugged bunch from the cover of this booklet, you see men and women both in smart, ironed suits. Directed or not, most of them are looking at Walter, who is staring at Maynard's statue. Okay, that's the pictures. Let's continue to keep reading. Damn it. It really is dry reading. Okay. While the pseudo-grassroots militant movement was transforming itself into a political party, the state, supported by corporate capital, did not sit idly by. Milton Keynes, now an assistant chief of police, acted on Mayor Thatcher's orders and conducted a search of all former Walter Group members, hoping to find any non-forfeited weapons. Long story short, the party in power, with the help of money from the corporations, got the sheriff to hunt for other weapons that they didn't follow the law, possibly to arrest them. As a precaution, or an additional insult, Keynes organized the searches while Kay and his supporters were attending the family burial grounds, the family burial grounds opening. Of course, no weapons were uncovered during the search, but it severed all connections between Walter and Milton, which might have been the intended goal. In return, Kay used the search in a new public relations spin and won many new voters for his movement. This booklet wasn't very helpful. Those weapons could still be anywhere. You have to follow the chain of events. Let's boil it down to the simple events, without the clutter of context and meaning. Walter Group is armed to the teeth. New law is passed. The weapons are gone. K family burial grounds are renovated. New movement is declared. Okay. No. So the options are maybe the graveyard, maybe Walter hid the weapons at the movement's headquarters. I know Walter hired Madame Lorraine to obscure the weapon stockpile from the mundane world, so they bury the weapons under the law court. Well, let's see. Maybe the graveyard. That makes the most sense. After all, the dead are not credible eyewitnesses. Better make sure I'm right. To the graveyard. Okay. And there's also the gun here. Walter must be keeping the weapon for purely sentimental reasons. After all, this whole exhibit looks like a shrine to a dead ancestor. A centuries-old revolver couldn't possibly still fire. A damn red herring. Exactly. Vintage clickbait. Okay. I guess, is there anything else I need to do? Not particularly. Okay. Oh! I forgot to call Cody for the list of weapon owners in Rue Valley. Well, we'll do that in the next loop. let's just play on our phone for the next 3 minutes. Oh no, wait, it's 47, so it's 6 minutes. Enough of this for now. There it is, the good old fire in the sky. Close your eyes. That one, I have to reach it. High above the branches are heavy with fruit, and among the highest branches hangs a special apple. It may be slightly larger than others, or not. One could say it's unremarkable, but your eyes are locked onto it, and you don't care why. You are young and unbothered. Begin to climb. You grip the rough bark with your soft virgin hands. The first branch holds your weight. You pull yourself up. Each branch creaks, complains, then gives a little under your weight. As you ascend, other apples brush against your shoulders, arms, and face. Ripe, fragrant, and easy to pluck. I won't be distracted by lesser fruit. A branch splinters under your grip. Calluses start forming on your hands, but you climb higher. Another branch snaps, then another. Each break makes the ascent harder, and the path down more treacherous. But there it is, near the top, now glowing with soft, internal golden light. So close, just a little more. Nearby branches bear flowers. They bloom, become apples, then rot away in a silent, perpetual cycle. Fewer bloom each time, but still there are some within reach. They don't matter. Calluses tear, another limb cracks under your foot. Your breath thins. Take a break. You pause, heaving for breath, and glance down. Below, the ground is a distant map. The lower branches are shattered wreckage. A chilly wind rises. No, look up instead. Your special apple. That's all that matters. Enough rest. Let's go. The bark under your palms feels harder now. Your stomach aches with a hollow hunger. You pass by a lone, slightly shriveled apple, but cannot bring yourself to reach sideways. It would be betrayal. But as you look up, your golden fruit turns gray, becoming cold stone, cracked and heavy. It doesn't matter. Continue. The wind is biting cold now. You begin shivering. And soon, your hands, now old, bloody, and numb from the rising cold, cannot find a hold anymore. You are stuck. At last, you let yourself look down, and the despair overcomes you. All those apples you ignored, a few still there, tiny golden dots, glittering in the sunlight. And the chosen one, still up in the sky, petrified and unreachable, still special. Excuse me. It was almost yours. It was always almost yours. Hug the tree and wait for the winds of winter to come. The golden apple. You climb towards a golden apple only to be trapped by the broken path you left behind. Honestly, both of these are ones that I'm interested in. But the golden apple's new, I haven't seen that yet. So let's recall it. Hold to wake up.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yes, and I have a question. I had a dream, Dr. Fink, and I think it may be important. A dream? Oh, damn, my voice is a bit dry. Sorry, guys. The one downside of this game, a lot of reading. Okay. A dream. A small pause in his speech is accompanied by a low-key static. Maybe we can focus only on the big picture, and then do a deeper analysis tomorrow? Well, I suppose we can at least make a start on it today, focusing on the most vivid aspects. We'll continue with a deeper exploration tomorrow. Alright, Mr. Harrow, please, go ahead and share your dream. The Golden Apple. Share the dream about the Golden Apple. And then I woke up, still shivering. Dr. Fink leans forward a bit, eyes fixed on you with a sharpened interest. Thank you for trusting me with this, Mr. Harrow. It's a powerful, poignant dream. Several elements demand our attention. The tree itself, the special apple, and the branches that break. The branches that break, and the other fruit you ignore. Where would you like to begin? I guess we'll start every branch that snapped made it harder to go back down. A very obvious metaphor for the burned bridges and forsaken alternatives. You'll agree, each broken branch is a path closed off, an opportunity sacrificed in service of your single goal. The higher you go, the more you destroy your own safety net, and at one point, descent becomes more terrifying than continuing. And the other apples, the ones that brush against you, ripe and within reach? Now that I think about it, the flowers turning to fruit then rotting away, that part really stuck with me. Yes, life goes on. People change, opportunities come and go, whether we pay attention or not. And you chose to ignore all the other apples, even when you were starving, even when the golden one had turned to stone, and these others still held life. To reach for them would be a would have felt like a betrayal. What a loyalty to the topmost fruit, an obsessive allegiance, almost, don't you think? Alright, perhaps we should consider some of the other symbols next. The tree was, I don't know, everything? I completely understand what you mean. It was your entire world. What does that tree represent to you? Is it a path? A version of yourself? The only place I could possibly be, there was nothing around the tree. It's where I needed to be, like my life depended on reaching the top. The only place I could possibly be, there was nothing around the tree. Interesting. So the tree isn't just a means to an end, but the entire structure of the effort itself. It's the journey you're committed to. In psychological terms, we might see it as your identity narrative, the specific path you believe you must climb. And you begin to climb it with soft, virgin hands. The calluses form only later, yes? Yes, it grew more unwelcoming as I climbed. Let's say the climb itself reflects your imagined life story, but it gets harder and harder the higher you climb. Why do you think that is? I was not exactly trained to climb that high. Well, it's obvious as I climbed, I'm getting older and weaker. It's to be expected, no pain, no gain. I think, well, it's obvious. As I climb, I'm getting older and weaker. So the rising wind and the increasingly rough bark are both the consequences of you getting older, in your opinion. You can't shake the feeling of being attacked, and you just opened your mouth to defend your case. Wait, and you can't shake the feeling of being attacked, and just as you open your mouth to defend your case, he disarms you. It's a valid interpretation, but let me offer another perspective. Initially, the dream was hopeful, but the process of climbing for so long, without reaching the apple, is what really hardened you, weakened you, and metaphorically aged you. As you climb higher, the surroundings seem to echo the mental and emotional challenges you face, and not necessarily the material reality. The cold, biting air might reflect isolation that comes with clinging to an ambiguous goal for so long. Now let's shift our attention to another symbol from your dreams. Well, the golden apple wasn't even that special at first, but the more I climbed, the more I needed to get it. Let's consider this transformation. Its value was not inherent. It was assigned by your focus. Your pursuit made it golden. And then, ultimately, it turned to stone. What does that shift tell you? From unremarkable to radiant to lifeless. It means it was never real. It was an illusion. Our dreams, in our dreams, nothing is real, and yet nothing is really a trick. The apple meant something to you, and that's what we are trying to understand here. It looks to me that the apple was a potential that, through fixation, became an idol, and idols inevitably disappoint. When you finally see it has petrified, it's no longer a living fruit, but like a monument. A monument to what? My dream. In a way, yes. A monument to a dream that was never realized. A fossilized dream. A monument of your refusal to let go of a singular, rigid idea of success. Dr. Fink leans back, his chair creaking softly. He looks at you not as a patient, but as a fellow traveler who has just described a very familiar prison. Let's synthesize this, Mr. Harrow. You committed to a path and a goal. The pursuit itself infused that goal with unbearable significance. Along the way, you sacrificed other paths, other versions of your life, breaking the branches that could have supported a different future. Now you find yourself trapped and cling to a plan you know you can't follow anymore. The identity of a climber who will reach the golden apple is now your cage. To let go of that dream feels like the death of who you thought you were supposed to be for so long. So you chose a slower, more agonizing death by stagnation. So you think I pushed too far? How could someone like me climb down? You can't climb down. Those branches are long broken. But looking at the choice as either up or down is part of the problem here. The tree always branches upwards, and it's never too late to switch your focus to another reachable fruit. I don't think I'm ready to let go. And nobody expects you to. Let it breathe in your mind for now. Later, we'll return to the stream, and the picture will be clearer, the edges sharper. We'll explore its nuances in our next session. Continue. He glances at the clock as always.
All right then. That's it for today. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
Okay. Get up. Wait, why is this tied to Robin? A job offer. A detail from a lady with a big hat. Wait, sorry, let me just drink some water. Okay. A detail from the lady with the big hat's phone call comes back to you. What could Robin's reason be for turning down the university offer? Oh, because her mother, turning down the university offer. It would have given her a real chance at a better life, far beyond being a motel receptionist in the middle of nowhere forever. And then another memory comes to you, so vivid, you're there again. You sink into your favorite and only chair, staring at the laptop screen, waiting. Another pointless little pop-up in the bottom right reminds you 5 more minutes until the meeting. The first one came and went not more than an hour ago, during one of your traditional self-sabotaging writing sessions. Wait, the first one came? Okay. You wouldn't have noticed it at all if it hadn't synced, almost mockingly, with the blinking cursor on the blank document you've had open for longer than you'd like to admit. 5 minutes. Just enough time for your mind to drift or decide which version of you will log on to the online meetup. Both possibilities unsettle you. Better try something else. Check your background. You swivel towards a wide rack, books and graphic novels stacked with meticulous care. The sight stirs a faint tang you can't recall. Faint tang. You can't recall the last time you've truly read one. You've become more a collector than a reader, curating a shelf of trophies rather than stories. Their shiny spines, however, nudge you to straighten your own when turning back to your laptop. The clock has not yet hit 7:59 when the ringing starts and the notification announces Patty Webloom, HR is calling you. Shit. Breathe in, breathe out. Accept the call. Hello, Mr. Harrow. How are you today? Remember, that wasn't really a question you're supposed to answer. Just play along. The last time you two spoke face to face was when the Webloom first hired you as an independent contractor a few years back. Greetings, Patty. To what do I owe the pleasure? And there it is, that practiced fake smile of hers. It already makes you ache from the inside out. I'll have you know Mr. Weber will be joining us personally for this meeting. I won't spoil anything, but there are some major updates regarding your status with the company. The CEO? Why? Gabriel Weber? The Gabriel Weber? Before she gets a word out, another face barges in, pushing hers to the left of the screen. He's in his mid-40s, slightly tanned, with a huge golden mane strategically combed over what you suspect is a bald patch. The sun behind him is almost comically bright. It's the man. In another universe, he would be a certified comic book villain, but here he is, smiling wide with what seems to be far too many pearly whites. Eugene, Gino, how are you, my guy? Patty here tells me you're a genius with words, if you catch my drift. Yeah, Patty here wouldn't recognize good writing unless it opens with, I hope this email finds you well. So I've been thinking, we can't let this guy slide. We gotta get him in our ranks officially, instead of treating you like a hired gun. Patty, what did I say? I said, and I quote, "This individual has new content director written all over him, and he's been hiding in plain sight this whole time." So, what do you say? Of course, you don't need to answer right away, but here at Webloom, we're practically a family, so I wouldn't mind an unofficial yes on your part. Okay, no, I can see the comic book villain coming out. Wow, I'm speechless. Haha, not a good look for a wordsmith such as yourself, but I get it. I got you tangled in our web, and trust me, I let nothing fly. I gotta run, but I'm leaving you in the hands of our lovely Patty over here, so you can discuss details with her. See you around, Gino. He disappears like a genie along with that smug second-hand sunshine. Through the mental fog, you nod along on autopilot as she recites benefits, salary bonuses, corporate culture, 9 to 5, team buildings, like reading the back of a cereal box. And just when you feel yourself slip away, she yanks you back to reality. I'll write you the contract draft first thing tomorrow. Any questions you have, we'll walk through in a separate meeting. All right, Mr. Harrow? So we have Wright, or we have Wright, W-R-I-T-E. Good to hear. Welcome aboard, Mr. Harrow. Toodles. And she pops out as well. The questions you're left with have nothing to do with the ones you might expect, but you're in no shape to unpack them now. Huh. So we have options here to just stare at the screen, or go back to your blank graphic novel script. It's futile. Your mind spirals, slipping past your grip. The universal excuses you've relied on until now suddenly fall apart. They were built for damage control, not for the moment you're handed a chance to stop playing the wounded party. Give up and get up. You stand up swiftly, shaking off defeat with practiced precision. Another quiet surrender disguised as calling it for tonight. You know you're only one breakthrough away, one spark, one panel, one perfect line that will finally tie everything together. Why did they have to test your resolve now? Well, I do have bills to pay. Yes, and your part-time content writing work slowly wrapped itself around your life like ivy around a dying fence. Every assignment has you wearing a new voice, a different pseudonym, another persona. At first it felt like harmless roleplay. Now you're not sure where the masks end, and you begin. It was all meant to be temporary, a financial crutch while you work on important stuff. But in reality, you rarely get to return to your true self. A graphic novel writer. That's what he wanted to be. But if this part-time work takes all of your life away, wouldn't it be smart to admit your plan is not working and accept all the benefits of steady full-time employment? No, I will not quit my dreams for safety and convenience. True, admitting the failure would feel like killing the real you, but is he really alive anyway? Go back to your laptop and open your email. She said she'll send you the thing tomorrow, but it's better to get this over with immediately. Write and draft. Regrettably, I must decline your offer. Oh no, Eugene. Oh. Oh no, buddy. Okay. Let's hold to commit. Dr. Fink thinks that clinging to your old identity at any cost is dangerous. You aren't keeping your old dreams alive. You're using them as a tomb. You should talk with him about it. I don't know. My own experience is you should try to reach for your dreams, but in this situation, it wouldn't be the first time. Well, in my case, it's always been fear of success and fear of what would happen if you reached out. It took me a while to get used to it. Or to accept that you do need to reach out, and sometimes you will fail. Nothing in life is guaranteed. But, Eugene. So he wanted to be a comic book artist, or a graphical artist, and along the way he became a part-time content writer. But he never accepted being full-time. I mean, I don't know about being in the company, but sometimes you need to pay bills, and you need to earn money, and sometimes you need to move on. Maybe not give up completely, but I don't know, it's all relative.
I'll
Okay.
break you open if I have to.
Let's see, what do we do now? Okay. That's right, I was gonna call about the weapons. Call Cody and ask for a list of all weapon owners in Rue Valley. Bothwood Sheriff's Department. Good Deputy Cody speaking. How can we help? Can I get a list of all the weapon owners here in Rue Valley?
No can do, sir.
Oh.
Just a month or two ago, the government passed a new set of regulations on gun ownership. We're drowning here in bureaucracy. Hold on just a moment. Who the hell are you?
Jack John Lawson, PI. Please don't get me started on paperwork.
Didn't know our colleagues in the private sector also share that yoke. You know what? The list is longer than my arm. You better ask about a particular person, and I'll do the checkup.
So I know... Actually, I'm curious about Gideon Fink.
If I was dealing with lunatics every day, I sure would get at least a shotgun or two. But from what I see here, nah, he's not in the register. Now, was there anyone else?
Actually, I'm curious about Riley, whether she did have the gun.
Hold on now. Need to enter that into search. Yep, right here. Owns a weapon, double registration to Coral Destiny and her. Model is Cybershot 9000, as far as I can see. Got more? Shoot! Haha, get it.
Oh, that... I shouldn't have laughed, but yes, I get it. And I'm so glad they've added voice acting for him. Okay, let's see. Alexander K. Pain swells deep in your stomach, like a miniature comet has shot through your gut, ripping it apart.
Here we go. Owns a Thunderbolt 44. A mighty gun, that one. Got to admit, I'm always worried Cousin Alex won't shoot somebody accidentally. He's a poor shot, you know, and that firearm of his can kill anyone dead.
We're aware.
The way we're going, you're gonna ask me about the whole valley.
I kind of do, but the next one would be Walter K, because I know what's going to happen there. Yeah, Walter has a registered weapon, an Iron Fang 45. That's a relic right there, straight for 1910. No way, that thing still shoots?
Knowing how Cousin Walter treats his weapons, that cannon shoots better than when it came out of the factory. Can we wrap this up slowly? I got some work to do.
I wouldn't be bothering you if it wasn't important, officer.
Sheriff. Deputy Sheriff. But go ahead and ask.
Ben Fleming.
For this, I don't even have to look at the bloody list. Ben's armed, of course. Men in his position should be. Otherwise, he'd be a sitting duck. If you know what I mean.
I actually don't.
He's got a nice little sleek Thunderwood 38. It's right into a pocket. Lawson, sounds to me like you're fucked. Too many suspects, seems like. But I'll help you if I can.
Shh. Fair enough. Anita Lopez.
Well, let's see. It says right here she was the owner of a firearm from 2023. Inheritance from her mother, apparently. Until April 2027, when she surrendered the weapon. The sheriff left a note. Firearm surrendered alongside a single bullet.
Huh.
Oh, hell. There's even more, right?
I guess we're going through the whole list. Robin Fleming.
Well, let me check. This whole documentation is a regular mess. Nope. Robin doesn't have a gun registered to her, though she's at an age where she could own a weapon. But I would say at an age where she should have a piece. Shouldn't have got myself into this mess.
Oh, I am so glad I'm pretty sure they got him to voice this. Maxine K. Same as Alex, Thunderbolt 44. Walter got it for both of them as soon as they came of age. Though Maxine shoots far better than Alex, he wouldn't be able to hit a fish in a barrel. Gotta tell you, that software's getting a bit buggy. Travis Burns?
The dumper? That man should be armed. But is he? Dunno. Not a Bothwood citizen. Out of my jurisdiction.
Huh.
Oh, I got time for a couple more, and after that I have some real police work to do.
Travis. Last name? I need the full name, sir, to check in the database. That's it. Thanks. End the call.
You're welcome, I guess.
So we now know who has a gun and who doesn't. It's not shocking. Cyber shot. Double registered to her and Coral Destiny. Dr. Fink I don't think has. Anita Lopez, she had a gun but not anymore. Okay. Alex K. Learn that Walter earns a functional firearm even though it's an antique. Let's check it out. Excuse me. You've discovered that Walter's sarcophagus might hold a hidden cache of weapons. Do check. Okay. So, let's... Actually, let's go to the K mansion and check the guns first. I'm dragging my feet a little bit. But I need to partly sort out the dreams. Let's ignore it. Oh no, wait. Breaking the door, that you know about the entrance to the shed. Would be nice if there was an option, like, just to say enter through the shed when you clicked on the door. Because it is shorter, like, only slightly shorter, but short enough that you can just walk to the door. Okay. Nope, wrong one. Okay, let's check out the gun. If Deputy Cody didn't tell you this is still a functional weapon, you would have thought it only a relic. Take the revolver and examine it up close. You know it's ancient, but the cold steel feels brand new against your skin. It might be due to the perfect craftsmanship, or Walter's zealous maintenance. Every part of this weapon is meticulously polished and oiled. The real challenge now will be finding the bullets for it. They could be stashed anywhere in the house, if there are any at all. Let's check the barrel, just in case. You open the barrel, and to your surprise, 3 shiny bullets are waiting inside. No tricks, no puzzle. There are 3 live rounds in a dead gun. This means you'll have 3 chances to shoot Alex K in one loop. Better make sure you aim straight, because if not, your stomach burns with a vivid reminder of what will happen if you don't. But how will you learn to use the gun with only 3 bullets inside, and mere minutes until the loop ends? You do have infinite loops at your disposal, but the mere thought of all the countless times you'll have to run to this place only to fire 3 rounds, there must be another way. Let's talk to Alex. Listen closely to the song and wait for it to finish. Start knocking before the next song begins.
Pops, what's the password for today?
Just open up.
Hands up!
He points the cannon at you. His finger's already on the trigger. Oh. That was quick. But before you get a chance to react, you're interrupted by a familiar sound, followed by streaks of red light tearing through the small opening in an otherwise very secure house. If you really want to have any interaction with this guy, you'll have to come here before this loud song begins. Okay. Can't commit to that yet, and I don't think... Okay, so no more dreams. We just have to deal with the golden apple. Okay. Let's hold to wake up.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yes, and I have a question. I do want to ask, do you have a gun? But also, will you help me figure out whether an insight I had recently actually makes sense? An insight? That sounds promising. Still, okay. Still, I suggest we leave it for tomorrow, when we're both fresh and have enough time to do it justice. My brain's on fire after our first session, and it would be a waste not to use it while it's still sizzling. Well, when you put it like that, alright. Let's hear about it. Fossilized identity. Dr. Fink, I've realized I tend to get stuck on old versions of myself, and it keeps me from moving forward. Just for a second, there's a brief flicker of surprise at your candor, before his composed facade slides back into place. And that's a significant observation. Can you describe how this stuckness feels? Like breaking out of it would be a betrayal, even though remaining stuck is killing me. It feels like I'm honoring a promise I made to a ghost. The language you use is very telling. This suggests you have bound your present identity to a past ideal with the cords of loyalty and duty. What happens emotionally when you imagine becoming someone else? I feel like I'm disappearing. I feel like nothing. Like I melt into the background of my own life. I become terrified that if I give up on becoming this ideal... I become terrified that if I give up on becoming this ideal version of myself, everything will become meaningless. That level of fear tells me this feeling of yours transcends ambition. It's survival in your mind. But since you acknowledged it as a problem, it means a part of you is ready to notice the cost of such a mindset. That you're beginning to see that having an identity so rigid is exhausting and wrong. That awareness, even if uncomfortable, is the first step towards exploring, or eventually adopting, a new identity, or even identities that may suit you better. But I can't turn back the clock. There are so many moments, opportunities, lost in time. True, but you'll find that if you keep your eyes open, there might be more on the road ahead. This is where our work begins. Not with the examination of your current and past goals, but with understanding the person you can only see when you stop relentlessly running toward them. Can you do that for me? Right, this is where our work begins. Not with the examination of your current and past goals, but with the understanding that the person you can only see when you stop relentlessly running towards them. Okay, so becoming the person you are when you aren't running relentlessly towards them. Can you do that for me? I think I'm ready. He smiles. It's genuine and comforting. Alright, Mr. Harrow. We have a long road ahead of us, but I can promise you we'll walk it together. Meet the future you. And you believe him. You might not have yet uncovered who this new future you is, but at least you're starting to see he can exist. He glances at the clock, as always.
All right then. That's it for today. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
Okay.
Come on, you thief!
Dr. Fink said, wait. You're using them as a tool. Hold trap. It's dangerous. You aren't keeping your old dreams alive. You're using them as a tomb. Actually, let's see if I...
Open if I have to.
let's go to the gas station. I'm almost certain they said that she has a mission, so I'm going to try just following her through it. Nope. Okay, let's wait until she comes. Casual. Till the one from the vending machine arrives. Enough of this for now. Actually, I don't think I ever spoken to her while she was just looking after her motorcycle. She looks busy and completely ignores your existence. Can I ask you a question? She jumps startled behind the bike, then looks at you just for a second before her gaze refocuses on the machine. Ah, sorry, I'm just in a bit of a hurry right now. I just need to finish this and I'm off. Leave. Okay. We've done that. Enters the shop. Close. Put it on silent, I don't know. Actually, what can I do with the car? Use your way with the wire to get inside the car. Is there anything else inside here? Pick up the notebook again. I've got all our secrets. Okay. Really wish I could work out what's going on with the cameras. Keep watching. Okay. Let's see. Until she leaves the gas station. Switch them all, and we know she goes to the gravesite. Oops. let's go to the graveyard. You know, I'm probably wasting this loop and the next loop. I'm still curious. Her bike is here, so she should be around. Let's see. She should be at the monument. Or the... Oh, you can speak to her now. This monument, it means something to her. The monument feels heavy, like there's a force field of emotions protecting her from anybody's presence. Glance at the monument. The monument makes you feel strange, out of time, and very small, as if a century rolled over you and left you in the dust. There's a plaque at the base of it. In wide block letters it reads, "In memory of the Guiding Light mission crew, who tragically died on September 28, 2025. 3 names follow, each with a brief epitaph. Epitaph? Okay. Rose Wolf, Mission Specialist. 1984 to 2025, always in our hearts. The second name. Mark Hobb, Mission Specialist. 1980 to 2025, beloved father, husband, and son. And the last name we know, Judy. I'm willing to bet. Judy Resnick, Mission Commander. 1981 to 2025, beloved daughter and wife. Beneath the names, the text follows. Coral Destiny remains steadfast in its ideal to send people to explore new worlds, to leap into the unknown, and carry human life beyond its cradle. You are part of that journey, now and forever. Your sacrifices are unwanted but necessary first steps if humanity is to keep our cradle from becoming our grave. On behalf of the company, your loved ones, and all humanity, we salute you. At the bottom, typed name and a scrolled signature stand out. Isabel Watson, CEO. The CEO signed the monument? I don't know. Probably not, it's just an engraving, but it feels cold. All of it. Of course, the company wrapped grief in plastic, made it generic relatable to everyone, as if no real people died. Time to move on. Can I ask you a question? She doesn't even turn to look at you. Please, whatever you're selling, I'm not buying. I would just like to be alone right now. Okay. Let's see, we have the Shoot Alexander K parts. Okay. Let's see what happens if we buy her some coffee. Oh wait. Oh, we have the option to sit on the park bench. Sit. And do the rest. Oh, we should probably come back to the bench then at some point. Phone. Oh, check available Wi-Fi. I don't think there would be any. Yep. Struggles to find anything that remotely looks like signal. You should go to a more civilized area. Let's just wait till the loop ends. Squish the thing. Enough of this for now. Yep, there it is again, right on time. Close your eyes. The wrong note. Let's hold to recall. You tried to blend in with the choir, but your own voice betrayed you in a moment of solitary shame.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yes, and I have a question. I guess, yeah, we might as well knock out most of the dreams then. Dr. Fink, I really need your help to unwrap a dream that's troubling me. Mr. Harrow, I understand your need to share is great, but please don't let those emotions get the better of you. Alright, please go ahead and share your dream. Share the dream of singing in a choir. And then I woke up drenched in cold sweat. At least you didn't piss yourself. Dr. Fink takes off his glasses, bushy eyebrows, assaulting the world, and looks you straight in the eyes. Thank you for sharing this dream. I know it's not easy to be so open and honest, especially since we've just met. Now, let's attempt to break it down and make it clearer for you. The conductor with your adult face, and the blank sheets of music standing out. Could you share your thoughts about those two elements? The conductor, he's angry with me, or at me. Based on your description of the dream, I would argue also shows disappointment that you even tried to sing. Does this adult Eugene represent a figure of authority to you? Why are you afraid of him? I'm not sure if I'm afraid of him or the whole situation. Good observation. In that case, the conductor may just be an embodiment of unpleasantness. He writes something down. Now, let us now focus on the fact that the conductor has your face. Do you have any idea why? Because I know I'm a fraud and I subconsciously want to expose myself? I feel there's more to it. You'll agree that the conductor holds much greater authority than your fellow singers, so his approval or disapproval carries much more weight. And since in a dream you are much younger, while he is an adult version of you, his disappointment that you tried to sing when you should have stayed silent tells us a lot. It seems to me you may have used to try as a young man, but years passed by. You slowly adopted a rule to not try in order to not fail. Let us analyze the remaining symbol. When I saw that blank note page, dread oozed out of my skin as cold sweat, as if my life was in danger. Yes, the incident that indicates a triggering of a fight or flight response, meaning your mind perceived the danger as real. Now, why do you think the sheet music is devoid of notes? To make me rely on myself, not on some external source. What could be the purpose of making you rely on yourself in this way? It was a test, and I failed it. The sudden inability to remember the composition, coupled with the blank pages, may represent a deep and irrational may represent a deep and irrational self-insecurity. Another interesting point is everyone other choir members singing, which means they know the composition and their sheet music is complete. Any idea as to why? All of them are better than me? So they're doing fine, and you are doomed to fail. I see. Let us look at your dream as a whole. Upon realizing your sheet music was blank, you can't recall the words. You chose to improvise. When that attempt failed, met with the choir's ridicule and the conductor's disappointment, you gave up trying and merely pretended to sing. Stripped to its fundamentals, your dream consists of attempt, failure, public shaming, and ultimately, self-directed bitterness, which stems not from the failure alone, but from the act of having tried. I strongly suspect that this scenario is what you fear would happen if you tried doing certain things in your life. But this fear that you will certainly fail if you try is irrational. Tell me, do you often feel like your actions will go wrong, even when there's no reason to expect that? I have simply developed a sharp instinct for trouble. It tells me when not to take risks. Mr. Harrow, what I see here is a defense mechanism of self-distrust that chooses an action. The reasoning is protective. No attempt means no failure. And since you never let yourself see the alternative, you take the lack of disaster as proof you were right to hold back. This confirms your fear, locking you deeper into the very pattern that created it. There's something there, perhaps. Because I think at this point Eugene would be quite open with Fink. Excuse me. I urge you to sit with this insight, Mr. Harrow. The cycle of self-doubt is a vicious beast, but it can be tamed, and by simply acknowledging it, you have already taken the crucial first step towards resolution. He glances at the clock as always.
All right then. That's it for today. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
I have to listen back to how I try to do Fink's voice. I think it's just because I try to make it a little deeper than my own. But it puts a bit of stress.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
Where is the dream? Huh. That's weird. Have I just not... Or does it normally come... I think you have to shoot Alex first to get the idea and then move on. Okay.
Spit it out already!
Let's see what happens if we give her some coffee. Maybe I can help.
Sure. Wow, nice. I don't know how you figured it out, but...
Takes a long step from plastic cup and savors it. Okay, and we'll throw this loop away to the graveyard. Pretty sure this is the earliest you can get. Let's sit. Observe until something interesting happens. Not much is expected from the dead. But you know the woman is about to arrive here at some point, alive and well. Wait and see. Hear the engine in the distance.
Fuck's sake.
The woman arrives,
Soap today?
steps off her bike right into the puddle. Frustrated, as you can imagine, she continues ignoring you completely. Get up. So, yeah, last part of her is at 8:43 p.m. she arrives at the graveyard. She just stands there in her bubble of memories. What ifs and should haves. Leave. I don't think there's much more I can do. I'll put phone back in the pocket. Let's just play. Fill the loop ends. Sorry, I normally would talk more, but my voice is just so sore from dealing with it all. Oh wait, you're getting used to this. Fire in the sky, loud noise, your typical Sunday.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yes, and I have a question. I know this may sound odd, but do you have a gun? His bushy eyebrows freeze in midair. The rest of him seems to lock up as well.
I can imagine a million reasons you might ask me that question. None of them good.
Just wanted your opinion on civilians owning firearms.
Oh, I have an opinion, thank you. But that isn't the crux of the problem here. I'm still not clear on your intent. Are you planning something problematic?
His eyes puncture yours. 2 neat needles or bullets hunting for soft spots. Nothing with permanent side effects. Mr. Harrow, your situation is such that we must take care your actions don't veer into anything that might look concerning.
Which brings us neatly to the next topic. The incident that brought you here in the first place. The sooner we start talking about it, the better.
Sure, let's give it a shot. Next session? Brief smile ghosts across his mouth. Single nod of approval.
Good to hear. We'll revisit it at the start of the next session. Now, whatever the reason you asked for a gun, can I have your word you'll do nothing irreversible before we meet again?
He'll never let you go until you promise this. Yes. He nods satisfied, jotting another line in his notebook. Genuine approval or professional theater? Hard to tell. Whatever the case, you already knew Dr. Fink doesn't pack heat, legally at least, and you are none the wiser about it now. The Doctor is a master at reflecting every question back at you and turning it into an examination of your mind. He glances at the clock as always.
All right then. That's it for today. You should go and check in at the...
All right, get up.
Come on, you thief!
Okay, is there anything else that I need to do? Alright, time to go to the graveyard. We know where we need to go.
I'll break you open if I have to.
Well, maybe you guys don't, because the microphone is on. But, well, no, wait, you would still know that. We're thinking that the guns are hidden somewhere in the sarcophagus. So... Walter's grave, still green with hunger for his body, turned cadaver. You're sure that Walter hid the weapon cache in his grave, but the sarcophagus looks sealed. Take a closer look at the sarcophagus. Remarkable craftsmanship, even after 40-something years of exposure to the desert sun and sand. Then your eyes fall on two side handles. One of them already seems turned. Pull the other handle. Grime and dust have almost caked the handle shut, but with another push, it cracks open. Push the lid. And you've revealed a cornucopia of death and destruction. Rifles, pistols, revolvers, some weapons you don't even know the names of, ammo clips, dynamite sticks, detonators, bulletproof vests, helmets, enough weapons to arm an army. Surprisingly, most of the weapons seem to be in decent enough condition. You see a few traces of rust. If I had this on when Alex shot me, look at one of the armored vests. Like a wounded animal, your mind instantly recoils from that thought. You're not ready to dwell on that pain. Not yet, at least. Best you get a firearm. But how about these dynamite sticks? Who knows? Maybe the Walter Group planned to unleash a wave of terror bombings. Or they really liked chucking the sticks into the desert and watching the big booms. Anyhow, you need to find yourself a weapon that you can use more than once. I know I should grab the pistol, but I want to see the other stuff. So grab one of the rifles. From your vast movie experience, you judge it to be a military-grade semi-automatic rifle. Of course, that's probably bullshit. You have no idea what it is. Even worse, you don't even know how to hold it properly. How about you pick something more beginner-friendly? Why would anybody wear a helmet these days? It can't stop a bullet. Can it? Take one of the helmets. No, it can't, but you wouldn't want to be under artillery bombardment without one. Otherwise, a simple, minuscule rock could turn your brains into porridge without one. But since Alex doesn't command a battery of large-caliber guns, best leave that be and get yourself a weapon. So grab a pistol. That's more like it. To your layman's eyes, this seems more like a 9mm pistol. Standard movie issue. Not in ideal conditions, but it won't blow your hands off. You think. Luckily, there's plenty of ammo clips around. Guess it's practice time. Alright, the pistol feels wrong in your hands, and very different from Maynard's revolver. So do the gangster horizontal pistol thing. That's a terrible way to hold a gun. You don't shoot from the hip like a cowboy. So grab the firearm with both hands thrusted far out in front of you and spread your legs wide, just like police officers do in the movies. I think you don't want to lock your elbows necessarily. Assume the sharpshooter stance. Stand sideways. Extend your pistol arm and place the other on your lower back. Though the stance is mostly comfortable, because you lifted nothing heavier than a computer mouse in the past decade, your extended arm screams with effort. At least both the rear and the front sights of the pistol are aligned with your eyes. This should help you aim. Should. At least you can hold the weapon somewhat competently. Still, you know little or less about actually shooting with it. Practice makes perfect, I guess. Lucky for you, this location is ideal for target practice. There's not a living soul around, and you're far away from any prying ears. What will you shoot at? You need to improvise a shooting range with some targets. Do you know the gravestones are all around me? There's no need to set them up. No, we are not shooting at gravestones. There's a bunch of garbage lying around, plastic and glass bottles, cans. Reuse, recycle, reduce. You'll need some time to get it all up to snuff. Alright, that should do it. So I guess we could do secretive shoot, then wait 10 seconds before shooting again. Shoot target by target. The weapon jerks in your hand like a serpent desperate to escape, but since you're firing shot by shot, you're able to control the recoil. So much garbage, and you've struck absolutely nothing. Oh. Dad was right. I should have done my military service. That would have made a man out of me. Ooh, okay. Well, this will take a while. Shitty job so far. Seems like you'll have to practice and practice and practice. Maybe the first time was that bad because of the stance you assumed. Maybe if I stand like a police officer. Alright, let's do this again. Shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot again. Huh. Miss after miss after miss. It's even worse than the first time. All the cans and bottles are still lined up. It will take even longer than you hoped for. Only a montage can save me now. If the loop didn't reset everything, by now you would be surrounded by a mountain of shell cases. Let's see what you've learned. Fire at the targets. Alright, you've come a long way. You feel like the pistol is an extension of your hand, but deep down, a worm gnaws at you. You're sure it's You're sure it's full self-confidence coming from the dopamine hit of successes. Hooks of realization sink deep into your mind. You've trained yourself to shoot another human being, to cause pain as terrible as you've suffered, maybe even death. But are you truly ready to do that? Is it normal that I'm freaking out a little bit? Perfectly normal. It's a stress-soaked cocktail of performance anxiety, knowledge that your actions will cause harm, and the uncertainty of whether the message will really be worth it. You can only hope that it is. Yet, whatever reason you tell yourself is the driving force behind this, you'll have to live with the experience. The time loop resets everything around you, but it won't erase the memory of you shooting, or even killing, a living being, a living, breathing person. And here's the worst part. If you don't find the way out of the loop, you'll be stuck with that forever. Shooting him for nothing. Again, are you truly ready to do that? No, but I don't have a choice. Off you go now. The sooner this is done, the better. Oh, we're doing it now. Okay. Here you are. Your entire body is covered in goosebumps in anticipation of the inevitable. What you plan to do is horrible, but you know that you never ever want to experience that pain again, and you'll do whatever you must to prevent it from happening. I am going to save. Can I? No, you can't save. Damn it. Okay, knock on Alex's door and aim your weapon.
Pops?
Your hand trembles. The seconds are years. Wait, your hands tremble. The seconds are years.
What's the password for today?
Wait in silence. He'll open the door anyhow. Dozens of locks clicks tell you Alex is coming. Any moment now. This is it. Shoot him. Now. Throw down your gun. What the hell are you doing with that sudden change of heart? As the slowest moments in your life pass by, your eyes open wide with utter terror and... He missed you! You have more luck than brains, or guts. Now shoot him before he spills one of the two on the floor. Right, shoot him. Alex is back in his room, wailing with the pain of staying alive. Luckily, he dropped his weapon, so you don't have to LARP as a commando getting in. Go into the room. He's trapped in the shell of his own shock and pain. Then he sees you.
No. Please spare me.
This is it, the result of your endeavor. A wounded, frightened man on the floor, blood pooling around him. Do you feel proud? No. Even so, this image will stay with you, a testament to how far you're willing to go. What now? Time's running out, and you have to start listening to the message. Otherwise, all of this would have been for naught. Shut up, and I won't kill you. I just need your radio equipment.
I'll be quiet. Do whatever you have to.
Okay. Several devices sit on the desk, most of them looking hopelessly out of date. Some vaguely remind you of your childhood. Others so archaic and peculiar that they feel plucked from a vintage sci-fi serial. You have no idea what to do, but you better act fast. You don't want to have to go through all this ever again. Look at the large metal box. The one shiny finish of the device's front panel has been dulled by half a century worth of dust and fingerprints. Rotary knobs are labeled with mysterious letters and numbers. Some labels faded into near illegibility. There's no way you could figure out how to use any of this before the loop ends. Look at the satellite dishes. Two compact, parabolic reflectors are angled through the window and towards the sky. Intuition tells you it's best not to tinker with them on your own. Look at the cables. A handful of fabric-braided cables snake between the different machines. Several sections are wrapped with mismatched tape, electrical black tape masking the tape with scribbled labels and a strip of copper foil that seems intended as extra shielding. You trace most of the frayed cables behind the desk and into the back of the PC tower. It seems the computer is the heart of the entire setup. Perhaps you don't need to reverse engineer Alexander's analog wizardry piece by piece. If you can access whatever program he's running on the desktop, you may be able to control the receiver directly and tune into the signal without fiddling with ancient dials. Look at the monitor. The flat panel glows with a dark themed desktop, immediately revealing that Alex is running an alternative operating system. Hopefully you won't have to use command line prompts. The browser tab is opened, paused mid-typing. The URL bar reads xenotheories.net/forum, and you can just make out the half-written post titled Why the 1983 Lantern Clouds Are No Time for This. View other running applications. An instance of WavePa version 3.41 is open, but the music is paused. Unminimizing a window reveals a list of tracks by some obscure artist. Check the icons on the desktop. Among the random documents and games you have no time to check right now, you see a stylized satellite dish icon labeled Freakmaster. This must be the software interface for the receiver. Run Freakmaster. Sorry, my voice is a bit hoarse right now. The program with a flicker of terminal code then resolves into a simple interface, a list of saved frequency and decryption presets on the left, a waveform display on the right, and status indicators blinking beneath it, signal strength, decryption module, and error rate. Judging by their names, the presets seem to be made by Alex. Excuse me. Half of them are just cryptic, the other half borderline insane. You scroll via the list. Let's see. Click on the beacon. The speaker crackles to life. You hear the faint hiss of a poorly tuned receiver, and a voice that sounds like it's filtered through gravel and static. And so they keep us in the light. They think the light illuminates, but it only blinds. It blinds you to the shape of the cage. You look at the bars and see only empty space. You hear the lock, click, and call it music. The patterns are everywhere. Once you learn to see in the dark, the same symbols in the corporate logos, the same intervals in the pop songs, the same narrative on every screen, synchronized, a frequency of control. They think we're receivers, passive and obedient. But a receiver can be returned. A signal can be jammed. Remember that. When the world starts to make perfect sense, that's when you know you're listening to their transmission. Seek the static. Find the gaps between the channels. That's where the truth hides, not in the message, but in the silence they are so desperate to fill. Keep your eyes on the sky, but your ears to the ground. The signal is weakening. I can feel it. They can feel it. That's why the noise is getting louder. This doesn't seem to be connected to Coral Destiny. Okay, click on Red Information. Red denote Mars or Coral in Coral Destiny? Let's hear it. After a long, high-pitched tone, an unnerving, synthetic child's voice begins speaking. Zwölf, eins, zwei, fünfzehn, achtzehn, neunzehn. I'm gonna keep on going because my German's not that great. Eins, zwölf, nun, zwanzig, drei, and a number station. Okay, enough. Let's just see. Click on known Thursdays, okay, 7. Yeah. The radio hisses with empty static. You're not surprised. It's Sunday today. CD comms. Could CD be short for Coral Destiny? Let's find out. You listen for a few seconds, but if there's anything here, it's hidden in deep noise. No, this has to be it. Continue listening. Wait, it sounds like a female voice is emerging from the noise. With every second, it becomes more clear.
Reads 19 degrees, but I'm sweating like a pig. And no, it's not only because I'm nervous.
Listen, it's her. No time for being unconscious now.
Why am I unconscious?
Come on, Frank. Open your eyes. On your feet. Silly questions will have to wait.
Who knew that these moments would be so hard? They would feel so long. I can't stop myself from rethinking everything. My whole life, from insignificant details to major decisions, all of which led me right here. So close to home.
Judy, it's you. I'm going to find you.
I told you it's her. But first, you need to open your eyes. Come on. Cock-a-doodle-doo, buddy.
Open your eyes. Severe bleeding. Broken arm.
At least I'll have the best possible view, right? After so many months of just endless, rolling emptiness dotted with distant, uncaring stars, the planet feels surreal.
Judy, you're here.
You idiot. She was here all along. Sitting on that payload adapter waiting for you. calling you. It was no accident you came right here, even if you only realize it now. And all the while they tried to stop you. First your sister, then that scrawny loser. But now that you've gotten rid of them both, it's only you and Judy and me.
That's just a blue and white disc against the darkness. It looks so small, like I can just pluck it out of the universe with my fingers, put it in my pocket, and keep it forever.
Judy, can you hear me?
I don't think so. You're too far away.
I never imagined my homecoming like this. I was never good with words. I thought I would have more to say. But just seeing Earth, knowing that everything and everybody I love is down there. Thinking about the warm sunlight on my skin and the smell of wet grass and the whipping of the wind leaves me breathless. Literally.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but blocked by Rescue Judy. I need to call 911 and not move, or it may get worse. But because we have Rescue Judy, we have start crawling towards her despite your condition, which is severe bleeding, broken arm, and crushed leg bones, and a punctured lung. Similar to when we had our car crash. So start crawling toward her despite your condition.
Though all is said and done now, the computer notified me I'm within short range. Yeah, all messages would be sent automatically, but since I'm still here, why not do it in person? Say a bit more. I can't hear you, Starbase 1. I was never able to fix the long-range comms, but you can hear me. I'm transmitting all my recording messages. Now, not like I care anymore how much power it'll drain. Anyhow, it's getting harder to speak, so I'll stop. Judy, out.
She's gone? Why is she gone?
No, Judy, come back.
Guiding light, mission log, day 2, Commander Resnick recording. You know this already, Starbase 1, but let's be thorough for the record and all that.
Quick! Don't lose her again.
Judy, I'm coming. Crawl toward her.
While performing a Transmars injection, the main engines went offline. Neither the crew nor ship's automated systems were able to identify the cause, so in consultation with the CEO and Mission Control, we opted for me to perform an exploratory EVA.
Oh wait, so the CEO was the one that told them to do it.
Wait. Something's different. She sounds so distant now. Is she afraid?
Judy, don't worry. I'm coming to save you. Continue crawling.
Moments out of the airlock, the ship was rocked by cascading explosions, and I'm still not sure what went wrong, but my working hypothesis is that the injection system suffered a catastrophic failure.
So it wasn't... Yeah, I think I said it before. It wasn't pilot error. It was a problem with the ship.
The only reason I'm still alive and not blown to bits or into the endless vacuum is my jetpack. I was able to reach and undock the landing module with an emergency override before the ship was torn apart. Mission specialists Wolf and Hobb are presumed dead.
Fuck! The battery's dying! Hurry up! You have to save her!
Hang on, Judy.
Since most of our TMI was completed, I'm still en route to Mars, albeit on an altered trajectory thanks to the push from the explosions. I have yet to calculate my approach angle. Most of the lander's equipment is intact and functioning, excluding the long-range comm. 2 out of 10 solar panels have also suffered significant damage. I really regret that loss.
No, don't die. I'm coming for you. I love you.
I love you too, Frank.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
What just happened? You ever wondered how it feels to be in someone else's shoes? Now you know. That was Frank. Exactly. Was. There's no chance anyone could have survived those injuries. And that was Judy, wasn't it? Could she be alive? With the state Frank was in, you're not sure if she was really there, but that was definitely her voice you heard on that radio. How can this be? The accident was years ago. It's impossible to know without the rest of that message. But you made sure to catch the signal at the earliest possible moment, and it sounded like there's only noise before it. You even shot a man to do it. Don't remind me, please. You're slowly running out of options. I saw what he saw. Think about it. You both defied the loop in some way or another. And this vision you just had is only further proof that he is your ticket out of here. I didn't recognize the place from the vision. That's because you've never been there. I thought I've been everywhere already. Have you? Really?
Mr. Harrow?
Yes, sorry, but I have to go now. Get up and leave.
Mr. Harrow, please.
What are you doing? You're completely lost. You have zero clue how to stop this loop, and it shows. Like a tsunami crashing in before you can breathe, the emotions surge, a flood of feelings overwhelm the unstoppable. You need to act, something, anything, to release the pressure building inside you. Sit down and bury your head in your hands. It must have been rough. Like it or not, you've caught her attention. I didn't know it could be that hard seeing Dr. Fink. Was it something in particular? Something in particular? She's asking if something special happened. No. Now you must have to explain. You must explain it to her. I'm stuck in a time loop. A real time loop. Everything keeps repeating over and over. Who knows how many times. She opens her mouth to say something, but you're faster. Dam's broken, and now it's all pouring out. What is it? It starts at exactly 8 o'clock. Always the same. Still with me, Mr. Harrow, and it's driving me insane. She watches you carefully, like she's either studying you or mapping out an escape route in her head. Every time I leave Dr. Fink's office, you're banging that damn machine, swearing 'cause you need coffee. Sounds like me, and if it sounds like me, then you're probably telling me some kind of truth, I guess. Robin harasses me with key cards and keeps repeating the entire history of how those damn locks were installed. Yeah, that tracks. She does love her key cards. At 8:38, lightning strikes and it jolts me a little every single time. That's oddly specific. Exactly at 8:47, the sky explodes and everything resets. She nods slowly. So let me get this straight. The doctor greets you the same way. I bash the machine. Robin floods you with key cards. Lightning freaks you out. And then the sky catches fire. Did I miss anything? I heard someone right before everything snapped back to this moment. Again. Right, I'm sure both you and that person are glad the injury never really happened then. It was real. Even though everything reset, I still remember it. Your memories. The one thing that never, ever resets. And yet, you'd give anything if only they would. Look, I get that something weird must have happened. I mean, just looking at how you're reacting. Weird doesn't even begin to cover it. Believe me. You pause, take a deep breath. The thought that all of this was for nothing starts to weigh on you, but you push through. Probably sounds like nonsense to you. You don't believe any of it anyway. Now hold on. Just because it sounds weird, and trust me, it does, doesn't mean it's impossible. I mean, the universe is full of strange, unexplainable shit. What I'm trying to say is, anything's possible these days. People colonizing other worlds, multiverses, temporal relativity. Don't even get me started on what might hit you in space. And when you mention time loop, a bunch of theories pop up. Cognitive feedback loops, strange radiation, a glitch in the simulation, and that's just off the top of my head. Cognitive feedback loop? It's an idea that trauma or extreme stress can trigger neurological echo. It can create a sensation that time is repeating. But hey, that's Dr. Fink's territory, not mine. I try not to meddle in that kind of stuff. It started after... wait, you better not. I can barely stand one therapist. Nah, that's not true. It started after I got to Rue Valley. Alright, just forget what I said, please. Anyway, we can go back and forth all day about causes and effects, but what you really need is proof. Solid evidence that this time loop you're talking about is real. Or to put it in a nice little jingle, you can talk and talk, but you can't prove the proof. How am I supposed to prove a time loop from inside a time loop? Everything resets. Well, there's Frank's phone, but using it might raise more questions than you're ready to answer right now. Better keep that thing hidden. Okay, fair. But maybe start on figuring out what's actually going on. Then show it. Show it to me, for example. Prove that you already know what's going to happen before it does. You know, like in those movies where the person memorizes every little moment and suddenly knows what everyone is about to do. Who would believe that kind of evidence? Well, I'll at least consider it. That's a start. It's just an idea, though. I'm sure you'll come up with other ways to prove it. You're the one living through it, after all. Oh shit, look at the time. I gotta run. Good luck with the evidence. Or, to end this in the spirit of our little chat, see you next loop. So that's what they added to the game. Okay. Okay, let's let's see what we got. Oh, Frank's... Okay, wait. Alright, so this is supposed to be what happened after this. Okay, so Frank's final moments keep haunting you. He was so sure he'd save Judy, clinging to that certainty until the end, even as it was painfully clear he was dying. How could someone be so completely blind to the possibility of failure? As this question echoes in your mind, an older, long-buried memory surfaces, washing over you with the clarity of the present moment. The grinding beat intensifies, synths... Oh wait, I remember this. This is where you go dancing. Since Blair and the frontal charge of your eardrums, and the bassline transcends, hearing, you feel it in your belly. Dopamine overflows your body, and your heart thumps with the music. You're so fucking happy that you pushed yourself to do the unexpected, and actually came to this Iron Wave gig. It's dance time. And nothing else matters. We've already been through Handwritten Bull, so I might just be a bit quick in reading, not as much voice acting. Suddenly the music stops. For a moment, the whole club is frozen mid-dance. Then the DJ blasts a vicious beat, blurring air, raid alarms on steroids, trying to make itself heard over a stone-grinding machine. The people roar their approval, and the whole dance floor moves like a single organism in a miasma of noise and sweat. Moments before the collective club body would perish from exhaustion. The music slows down, insane machine noises, replaced by distorted pings and pongs. Sweat permeates your whole body, literally dripping from the fabric of your shirt. It's a good thing I showered before going out. Otherwise, there would be a shroud of your patent desperation and anxiety perfume around you. Suddenly, from a throng of people, a girl in front dances closer, her body rubbing against yours. Sure, rub back. You stand like that for a moment or two, body against warm body, and then the rhythm separates you. Suddenly she turns, her face radiant with a smile. Smile back. She turns back again, her hair brushing against your face. If you would just try, something might happen. Shh. We'll hook up, start living together, share the rent, and have beautiful children. That's it. That's the love of your life, surely. And who could resist you, freshly washed but drenched in Iron Wave sweat? The dance continues, and the girl rides its wave, close to you again. Not enough to touch, but so near that her scent overwhelms you. The musky, sweet smell of fresh cinnamon. Against your will, your body responds, blood rushing where it hasn't in ages. It's been so long since you've touched another body, far too long, ever since she left you. And with that memory, blood retreats to wherever it came from, urgency cooling into hesitation. You just know you'd fuck it up again. But this girl is clearly interested. Come on, do something. And what? Shit all over another life? Just like I did with her? The girl is looking at you, eyes full of questions, lips taut with confusion. I would just fuck up everything. Sorry. You can't be sure she heard you, but she saw your sour face. Slowly but surely, the chaotic waves separate you, and you melt into the amorphous mass of people dancing. Iron Wave continues to grind and blast from the speakers, like nothing ever happened. For the best, really. Okay. The signal. Let's see what else we've got. Shoot Alexander K. Eugene Harrow. Murderer. How does that feel? Now you know what oh yeah. You know what needs to be done to reach Alex's radio equipment, though you never want to do the deed again. Once was one too many times. Besides, you've heard all that there is to hear. Let's see, what have we got there? Search everywhere for Frank. Not yet. I wouldn't mind figuring this out. Oh wait, what's this with Riley? Can you prove that you're in a time loop? It seems that she was not that skeptical about your vent, about the time loop. With a bit of effort, you might be able to convince her. Okay. I think before I want to do... well... Judy we saw. During Guiding Light, he died as a result of a car crash somewhere in Rue Valley, next to space debris. Okay. Well, we only have 3 spots left. 3 willpower, so we'll get reviewed, and I think a night out would be a good way to do it, so then we get, 4 willpower, and then we can do this mission to prove whether or not we're in a time loop with Riley. Search everywhere, Frank. Yeah. I'm not going to do that just yet. So save. Let's just go... Actually, Alt, Dream 3. This is where choices will be made. And I think this is probably a good place to take a break and to end the stream, honestly. Because, what was it? Before they released the update, we didn't have the choices of Night Out or to prove that we're in a time loop. Search everywhere for Frank. If we choose search everywhere for Frank, it will just lead us to a dead end. So, a Night Out is where we need to go. So Night Out, and then can you prove you're in a time loop? I think that's... yeah, that sounds reasonable. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'm going to be busy for the next few days, because as well as this, as I showed before, going to be, streaming again tomorrow, Outer Worlds, and then Rue Valley again on Monday. So, and then I'm looking forward to a proper rest on Tuesday, and I realize I did not, I forgot to change the dates on the days. Oh well, that's on me. So, that's supposed to say Sunday the 11th, and Saturday the 17th. Oh well, such is life. But thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time watching as I did playing, and I hope you have a good day, a good night, a good whatever, wherever you are. I've been Kairos Vibes, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Till then, bye bye now.